Okay, welcome back to the series of making Mangle. Uh, so I'm currently in Fusion, and I am going to be measuring out some measurements on my 3D print. I've already got started with it. Yeah, yeah. I'm listening to some techno right now. It's pretty good. So yeah, I want to find the measurements so I can find the dimensions of the parts that I'm gonna make, and then I'll assemble them to this. I just watched some Fusion tutorials this morning, so I'm hoping that might be enough um, to get going with it. And then hopefully tonight we'll get some sketches going and all that good stuff. So we'll see. Let me get my chat off and turn the techno down, it's so loud. Oh my god. It's so good though. It's really good. Alright, that's a bit better. I can hear myself, I think. Excellent. Alright, so I measured the width from here to here as 291 millimeters, and the width from the bottom to the eye as 197 millimeters, and I've got that on my whiteboard. Why hasn't this been a thing before, bro? Fusion 360 and techno, it goes so well together. I wish I could play it on stream, but I'd get copyright. Maybe one day. We'll make our own techno. The next project. Hmm. So yeah, I might go in my sketchbook as well. Which we're not gonna be able to see, but I need to make some dimensions for this piece. I've never drawn technical drawings before, but I guess it's never too late to start. Okay, so I got my sketchbook at the ready, and I guess I'm gonna open Cure as well. I might need that to reference this other part. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a Wednesday. It's too vibey for a Wednesday. uh, okay. Alright, so I'm just opening a part, right, in Blender to just like remind myself about like what I'm trying to do. Yeah, so we're getting up the beautiful Bonnie reference again. Very beautiful part. I'm a big fan. Get me that on my base plate. Too big for my base plate. I need to get a 3D printer up and going tomorrow. Actually, that's a shot. Ah, it's really confusing me how the orbit commands are like different for every. So I'm balancing between like Fusion, Cura, Blender. They all have different commands, and I'm like, what? Anyway, right. So we got these, which are some sort of screw mount. If I go to my sketchbook, I made it. Some notes on it. Oh, that's great. Um, yeah. So I'm assuming that these will have some what is that? Is that my even threaded? What is that? Right, I need to figure out firstly what bolts I'm gonna buy, because then I can actually model those bolts in Fusion. Um, Let me open this other part as well. So this is gonna be the server's base that we need actually. So that would have had, I am assuming the measurement size for a server is like a standard M3, and then we'll just use M4 for everything else, I think. Let me just check the YouTube video. I'm gonna use literally what he used because he used it. It worked for him, so let's try to find that video. Ooh, 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 ooh. Bro, where's my recommended tutorial? Oh damn, it's been a few days since I started this project. I forget. It's been fun. If someone comes on the stream, I will stop listening to techno because it is distracting me a little bit, but it's kind of worth it. Kind of worth it to be happy. Yeah, so this man uses M2 bolts. What? What? I thought he used M4s. Right, two M3 bolts, 12 millimeters. Mm, 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 mm. But, but, he doesn't actually attach it in that part, right? So. Hopefully that's made it to the top of my history. Right, let's go. Holy mackerel, someone's calling me. Be back. Okay, we're back, we're back. Okay. So he uses oh my gosh, there's actually a lot of stuff going on here. Awesome stuff. Need to find out what he uses. I'm really excited to build this, it's so cool. So he uses 6 10mm M3 bolts. Alright. The 15mm M3 is for the heavy servo. Where's the thought? Wait, where's the head, bro? Oh, holy, okay. Right, this looks good. Connect head. What? 35mm bolts. What the hell? Right, I need to turn this bloody music off. I can't focus. Really techno. I love it, but it's bloody distracting. That's crazy. So they've used one bolt to connect to the jaw plate there. They've used extra ones there. I reckon I'm gonna have to just design the eyes in probably Fusion, to be honest. It's a hard one. Right, for the eye mechanisms, we need M4s, right? And they connect to the eye base. So let's make a note on that, on my whiteboards. Required screws. So the eye mechanism takes M4s, 4 M4, 16mm. M4 and 16mm. So does that literally just use a screw? I'm really confused about. Need 35mm bolts. That's big. That is really big. What is that? What are they called? Spacers. What is what? I'm so confused. Right. What is the purpose of spacers? Spacers are a mechanical component to the gap between two parts. A non-threaded tube. Okay, so okay. Motor mounts, axle assemblies, linkages and joints. Alright, so it's probably acting as like some sort of linkage to enable that to move up and down. Huh. Connect eye support to jaw support. 10mm M3s. So that, what is that? Oh, that's the jaw support. So what I'm trying to design the eye support, right? So what do we need? We need 10mm M3s. Right, so let's just do like a little sketch of this. I'll be able to design this. Um, so let's just this is obviously like extruded. Um, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So M4 16mm is for the eye mechanism, and for those holes, what they need to be is Wait, said that again. Oh wait, those holes. Sorry. M3 10mm. Alright. So we'd be able to design the servo base, and essentially if we do the servo base and this, then that's a good start. So I need the width to be that of. I need to design the servo base first, and the servo base needs to fit inside of my mechanism. So this is the eye support. Okay, so let's get that there, and let's do a servo base. Soga. Soga ne. Okay, bro, this is getting sent to Japanese stream. Right, servo base. Let me see this. The servo base has obviously got thick screws for the eye mechanism and the servos, right? I'd love to take their model into Fusion and just like sort of measure the internal like eye cavity. But I'm actually gonna have to. I want to make my own eyes and my own servo base so that I understand how they've done it. I can learn that skill myself. But I assume that each server has a fixed size, so they've, in the description of their video, linked some servo motors. And I assume that I should just buy the same ones. Um... Uh... So we link some servers, right? Server, oh, SG90. So the SG90 should have a fixed diameter, right? Okay. Right, let's just get the dimensions of the servo SG90 off ChatGPT then. What are the dimensions of the servo SG90? When I have my GoPro, I'll be able to like actually show what I'm doing on my whiteboard. Hopefully the quality will level up a bit. I'm so excited to get the GoPro. What the flip is this, bro? What are those measurements? That's horrible. Oh, no way, they actually give you engineering drawings. That's crazy, bro. Bro, this is crazy, boy. This is crazy. Let's make a PowerPoint with like all the things we're gonna need. I really want to make my own technical drawings. I don't know how people do it, to be honest. They look cool though. Maybe you can make them in Fusion. Yeah, you probably can actually. Someone's probably just, you know, screenshotted it, done that sort of thing. This is very interesting. Okay. I wish I'd... Wait, hold on. The servo base, right? I need to fit two eyes in the eye section, right? I need to fit servos in. I need to fit a gap where the width of my product has to fit in, but also it has to like have the whole eye in. So let me see in their YouTube video. Hold on. Get out of here, bruh. Right, so I'm assuming that these actually gonna fit in, right? Oh, it's taken out a bit, so I just need to be like careful with my measurements, right? Ah, 本当ですか。そうですか。Bro, bro, bro, skip steps. No, I'm only joking. It's just annoying. I have to bounce around, but I suppose that is the job of an engineer. Um, I'm so excited to do this. I really like it. Alright. Alright. So, it's so cool. Let me see how they fit into the eye. Okay, so it essentially takes up the whole width, right? And then the eyes fit in. So I should really be designing the eyes first. I'm not sure how I go about doing that. It's a really interesting design, I can't lie. Start with something simple though. Servo base, pretty simple. I need to ensure that the servo base fits into the head. I can fit two servo mechanisms on the base, each mechanism roughly being the width of... Yeah, each servo mechanism's width should be the width of the eye cavity. Okay. So let me have a look at my model again in Fusion. So let me see with this. I've not given myself loads of space. So I'd want the eyes to be a bit smaller, to be honest. Okay, inspect. Bro, what is this? Oh, that's horrendous. Okay, that's fine though. So we have about 144 millimeters. Wait, what? Why isn't the inspect tool showing up? Um, I've really done this in a bad way in my model, right? Because I feel like it wasn't a good idea to make this angled. It's about 112 millimeters. Oh, what's going on? 112 millimeters. For the diameter. And for the eye cavity. So I'd want the eye to fit in within 113 millimeters. So I want the eye in the whole of the eye to be about 110 millimeters. No, about 100. It's gonna get tighter. Say 100 millimeters. 100 millimeter eye. That works. Um. Bruh. So, and I want the eye to sort of sit, not all the way to the bottom. I want it to sit like centrally. So I kind of want it to maybe be. Oh, hold on. Let me draw a line second from here. Ah, shucks. Right. Ah, sugar. I thought you have to have a plane for it, right? Yeah. Ah, sugar. It's a pain. Um. Yeah, I'm a noob at this software. Seriously. Right, so if we go from there to there, about 130. I'd say want the eye to sit somewhere in the middle. So, let's get that in. So with that in mind, well that would take us to the middle, and then if we position that upright, so about 70 millimeters. So if we have the eye sort of, if we have the eye 80 by 80, that would work well. I would have to prototype and see how well it fits. So maybe 80 millimeters for the radius of the eye, and that's going to sort of fit inside of here. Okay, so that's going to fit inside, and that's angled, which is kind of annoying. It's my fault. How much space do we have inside here, right? I want to find that out now. So from like here, from like here to here, and then go this way. Bro, what is that doing? What? What? We have about 119 centimeters, so we have 118 millimeters. Look. Ah, shucks. Alright, so we got that. I guess I could get that on. Ooh, my trusty 3B. I love my 3B. Nah, 2B's gotta be the best. Where's my HB gone? Is that not in my pencil case? Surely. B? I can work with a B. I need some more water, hold on. Okay, we're back. Okay, so essentially that's gonna be the full sort of shit. Shish. Bloody pencil break. Have a fat pencil. Right, so if we look at the model, this one, so we essentially have that. We have the main server base, and then it turns into some like gaff. I don't even know what I'm saying. But we know that full has to be about 118. So I've at least got one dimension sorted. So we know this has to be, 118. Alright, so if that's 118, we have to decide what the radius of... Bro, oh my gosh. Design engineering is hard, bro. I thought it'd be easy, this, but there's so many things you have to take into consideration. So now there's like a radial curvature on these, which we learned how to do before, but it's just like, So that's 118. They are M3 bolts or whatever. I don't want to just copy his dimensions, I don't understand why. I haven't... But he's done the same though. His eyes like protrude outwards a bit, but not as much as mine did. Nananda. Kore wa nananda. It shouldn't be a problem, to be honest. It might look a bit goofy, but bro, I don't care too much. We'll just redesign them. We'll just go back into Blender and fix it. It's not a big problem. Not even done anything on it yet. So the eyes should fit in there. So how the hell do I do the eye? How do I design that to fit on? Is the question. So that has to fit in. So the whole width of that has to be about 113. Okay, that's another dimension. But I don't understand why that server's been off place. I just found that really weird. Is it like a design fault or? Maybe it's showing that it just doesn't matter that much about the server placement. I generally wouldn't see any reason why it would matter too much. But anyway, we need to make sure that the eye is constrained within that. So really it doesn't matter what those dimensions are as long as we account for it in that being the full radius. So let's say we make both those maybe 15 mil. So that's 30, so 113 take 30 is about 83 millimeters. But that's what we said anyway. I think we said we wanted 80 mil eyes, so it fits within the eye hole. Yeah, so if we have 80 mil eyes, we can do about 15 mil on each of those. So let's say they're 15 mil. And then I have no clue what that angle's going to be. I don't know if it matters. I really don't know. So that makes that about 80 mil diameter for the eye. Okay, so that works out in terms of those dimensions, so I can work with that. That makes me happy. Look, why is my phone not charging? What the hell? What is using my... One sec, one sec. Oh, hello, viewer. Nice to see you. Just talking to myself for a very long time. Sorry, this isn't great right now. I was just taking these measurements. Basically, I'm trying to... If I show my Cura, hold on, give me 1 second, buddy. Properties. Jeez. Right, so if we let this on, save them. Okay, so if you see my model here, let's bring this up. This is my this is someone else's model. They essentially they're doing Bonnie, I'm doing Mangle, and this is the servo base for the eye. Now this servo base would be rotated, and it would be, you know, put inside the eye. If I just rescale this, so it'd be somewhere like up here in the model, and that would fit inside the eye. So what I'm trying to do is, if we go back to if we go back to this, I'm trying to create an equivalent sort of thing for my model. What is that? What have I just done? Oh my gosh. What the heck is that? Wait. Anyway, this is pretty much how good it's been going, as you can tell by these shenanigans. Hold on, I should be able to rotate it back. Yeah, I've been learning this software. It's pretty cool, I can't lie, but it's kind of confusing me. Yeah, so I want to do the same. So I need to take sort of measurements of, you know, things like this. I need to take maybe like the internal eye diameter, and then I can factor that into my like sketches to see sort of what I'm working with. Maybe something like that as well. That feels like quite important. So I'm not really sure, bro. I'm kind of like taking it one step at a time. And I'm currently working in my sketchbook right now. In real life. So it's kind of just a commentary right now, to be honest. A mental commentary. So probably not very entertaining, but you know, I'm surviving out here. Um. Anyway, what do I need to do next? I need to. Right. So if that eye's there, so I'm trying to figure out. I'll probably put the cure review on. It's a bit more interesting, to be honest. We're a bit more happening. Um. Yeah, this is where I'm just doing my thinking. Yeah. So I want to have this little part. Let me scale it back up so I can see it a bit better. This is something called Cura, which I'm sure you've probably heard of before. Whoa, this is like essentially what is going on? Oh my gosh. What is happening? Right, just go back to normal. Oh my, right, please go back to normal. Right, thank you. This is where you'd actually slice the model for 3D printing. Um, I've only used this for 3D printing. I don't know if you can use it for anything else, but I'm using it because I can open this person's files and just get a peek of them. So these are for servo motors. So that's like literally the one dimension I have because I've been able to find with the servers I want to use like their dimensions. So now I've realized that I have about 80 millimeters to work with for the eye. So I'm thinking like how the hell do I make the eye? But then I'm also thinking like am I getting too ahead of myself? Should I just make this first? Um yeah, let's do that. Then I can actually like show something that's not in my head. Alright, let's get on the fusion. Cool. I'm gonna. Ah, no, I've lost the viewer. No. Oh well. Nice. It was nice having someone for a minute. Okay, let's go. Let's go do something cool though. So let's make a new sketch. Did I decide? I didn't decide what I wanted that to be actually. I'd say that's probably 100 and maybe that 20. That'd be pretty reasonable. Make that about 20. Yeah, I just heard my phone. Right, here it is. Is my boy messaging me? Nah, my boy has not messaged me. No problems. Okay. Let's make a new design. Let's. Oh, this is actually exciting, bro. I love this software. It's so cool. Right, let's make a new sketch. Let's do it on the x-axis. Let's start with our 2-point rectangle. What are we saying? Uh, 118. Maybe 120 by. Just do 120 by 115. Those 2 millimeters make a difference. I have no clue. Let's just do it to the precise measurements that I have. That might be probably the better thing to do. So 118. Ah, no, this one's 13. This one is 118. But I actually only want it to be sort of 98 to give myself more space for that other one. So yeah, this should be the base. This should be the server base. So I have to decide are my servers going to fit into that. Okay, finish the sketch. So let me see. The servo's motors want approximately. Oh, just tell me the horizontal. Right, 11.8 millimeters by 22.5. So 11.8 by 22.5. Just gonna draw that in my PowerPoint. Let's get that in here. I don't know if you can get copyrighted, like just singing the song. I have to do that. I'm a sucker for you. Yeah. Say the word and I'll do anything by me. I'm a sucker for you. Right, 11.8 mil. Noise. That's good. Uh, do that. This one would be 22.5. Okay. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, so now if I put those in, I don't think it really matters, right? I just need to get them in. Somewhere. So this is all the space I have for the servers. I need to think about where I'm going to put the holes. Alright, so let's think about... Let me do a new sketch on my not my tablet. Ah! On my bloody paper. Eat up the judgment, taking away. Mark a time and I know I should know. Yeah, judgment. Alright, let's get these so let's say I'm just gonna draw them in and then we can decide how it looks, feels, whatever. This is really the easy bit. This is the easy peasy bit. But still, it's what needs to be done. So we've got 4 servers. Just gonna keep them aligned so we can have like an even spacing, maybe from both of them. So let me do some quick mental, well not mental maths, but some quick maths. So if I have 12, approximately 12, I'll do 11.8, and we times that by 2. But I'm gonna pull out the graphical calculator. I'll just use a scientific one. It even works though. 11.8 times 2. 26 to the power times 10 to the power 0. Why is that necessary? 23.6 mil. So that's not even taking that much up. I can't lie. That's only taking a very small amount up. But then, are we sure that's right? Are we sure that's right? It's really small. I don't think these are that small. What are we saying? Yeah, there's no that's even that big, to be honest. Yeah, that makes sense. That looks right. 22.5. That would just look so small compared to... But I'm given the whole... I think my model's like coming right out. I don't think his does do that. No. Right, let's just vibe with it. So I've only got 23.6 millimeters between them. So take that from 100. Actually, this could be potentially sort of significant. Let's do 100. Oh, what is it? 98 minus 23.6. Oh, that's why. 74.4 mil. So if I do 74.4, right? And then... Oh, we want to align it right on the edge, apparently. Okay, that. Okay, I see. It's interesting. I just want to show something on the stream. So okay. Try finish this because I hear my phone popping off and my Discord and stuff. So let's just do this first, one thing at a time. Okay, so we want to have a gap between those, and we're gonna have a gap at either side. No, we don't want a gap at the far side, but we want a gap at this side, and we want a gap between. The gap at the far side wants to be bigger, so if we make the far gap like maybe 30 mil. I also have to consider the amount of wire length I have, but I don't think that's going to be a problem for like 50 millimeters. Surely not, because I just position them right. So let's say the far gap's like 30, and the mid gap is like 20. Um, you know, I've got 24 millimeters that remain somewhere. I have to use those up, so I might use them and make the far gap 40 and then 30. Oh yeah, that could work. Could make that 42 and then 32. Alright, I'm kind of making up numbers right now, but I don't know what else to do. So let's just do it. Okay, so I want to make a new sketch on top of this. I want to choose this as the sketch plane. And I want to create a box. I'm gonna make this box. I'm gonna make it sheesh, I should have, got this up. It's 18. The box is 11.8 by 22.5. But maybe because it's gonna be out a bit, I put less. I just keep it small because you can always remove filament, but you can't add filament. I could always use super glue as well, but then I want to reuse the server, so I don't really want to do that. I just keep it exact. So we want 22.5. Ah, sugar. Mendokusai. I didn't think about that spacing either, to be honest. Make that 22.5, make this 11.8. And then we have a loosely determined sort of square there. If we decide that's going to be 42 mil from there, and we decide we want to have, oh, we're going to have the nuts as well though, aren't we? So like have a left enough space of the sides. That's what also I'm going to have to figure out. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to just put this onto the model. Alright, so what's next? We need to decide what that's going to be. So we have 113, and horizontally we have 22.5. So we have 113 minus 2 lots of 22.5 equals, do the calculator, 68 mil. So I have 68 millimeters to work with. Then we have to decide a few measurements actually. We need to find out in terms of the screws of the servo, what are we using? Oh wait, didn't we put that on? Oh wait, no we didn't. That needs to be on the last video. Alright, oh, hold on. Did they attach those yet? I don't know. Servo screws. Bro, what are those tiny screws for, bro? Bro, what the hell? I'm just trying to figure out, looking at his model, where does that come from? Bro, what the blood is going on? No way they fit in there. That's so small. Those holes are tiny, but it is what they go into. So it must be an M3. It's an M2 6mm. That is tiny, to be honest. So that's got a 6mm depth and M2. I have to find out what that diameter equivalates to. So we have these next to it, and they have to be the right distance from the servo as well. Sheesh. Wait, shouldn't that be on the sketch? 2mm radius. 2.3 from the side. What's the total diameter? Bro, just tell me dimensions. Bro. Alright, I hadn't thought about this. This actually goes into way more detail than I had originally thought. So we have essentially what is this? So I'll put another sketch. So now we have that, and we have to decide how much width we want. So how far does that come out? I want to know how far we've come out from there to there. We have 2.3 mil from the center to the outside. So do we have? Oh, we have 4.7 mil. Wait, what? Right, let's say we have 4.7 millimeters there. Okay. And we also have what is hmm. Hmm. Well, we're calling that 2.3 from the center. So we want the center of the circle to align there. And the diameter of the circle is 2.3. So 2 millimeter diameter. These sketches are horrendous that I'm using. uh, oh, this is horrendous. So now I have an extra 4.7 mil on each of those that I hadn't considered. So that's creating an extra 9.4 mil. So minus 4 lots of 4.7 mil is now the gap I have to work with. So now I have 49.2 mil. So if I have 49.2 millimeters, we need to have a gap from the inside and the outside. So if we make the external gap 10 millimeters and the internal gap as so that'd be 20, so that'd be, we need an extra 30. So make this 10 and this one 30. That'd be good. Or specifically 29.2 would be the specific distance. Alright, so I think I have enough to do this now. I haven't considered the holes in the bottom, but I'll do that in a bit. I don't need to do that right now, buddy. Hell no. Alright, let's go back into this and actually get some quality footage. Alright, so let's zoom in. Let's make this work. So we want this to be... Whoa, holy, what are we doing? What are we doing? We want this to be... Ah, no, I rubbed it off, didn't I? 42.2 millimeters. Bro, why is that? Okay, that looks fine. We need that to be 42.2. And we need... Oh, what is going on with that? 11.8. We need this one to that one. Ah, okay. So we need that one to that one to be a total distance of 10 plus the 4.7. Need that to there to be 10 plus 4.7, 14.7 millimeters. That's 14.7. I don't see the point in doing that any other way. Why don't we just include filament for all of that? Yeah, I will do that. I'll just extrude it by a different amount, I think. Why does it matter? We just need to put the hole in the right place. Legit. Yeah, it doesn't matter, we just need to put the hole in the right place. Right, whatever. And then we need to put another one in. Let's say there, and I don't know, there. And let's call that one 11.8. And this one 22.5. Now we have the same hole. Now let's make this again 42.2 millimeters. Let's make this to here a nice 14.7 millimeters. Let's make... Oh, then that should be fine in terms of spacing. It'll work itself out. We just need to put the holes in. Beautiful. So now we want to position that on the vertex. We want to have this essentially be the same size rectangle. We want to put this to here. We want to make this 11.8. Okay. And we want to make this distance 14.7. So that should be fine. Oh no, I forgot to actually make the dimensions right of this square. Alright, so this should be 11.8. This should be 22.5. This should be something else. 14.7. And that's about right. And then we need to put another one in. Right here. Beautiful. Beautiful. So now we need to put this one at... This one needs to be 14.7. Okay, cool. So now I just need to put the server holes in. And I just need to decide on this, to be honest. But I'll just come back and edit it. Right, center diameter circle. We put this here, and we will determine the dimensions. But I think that just means it's a 2mm diameter, right? If it's 2, right? And then we need to determine the space we want from that to there. We would just use a sketch dimension from the center to that, and we'll make that, what did we want that to be? 4.7, so we wanted that to be 2.35. 2.35. Okay. And then we want to make another one. And where do we want that to be from the top? We want that to be approximately half the height, so 5.9. I think that's the case as well. We want to put a vertical limitation of 5.9 millimeters. Move that up a bit. And we want to do the same on the other side. Hey, look at that, that's gnarly. And then I assume that's on the same line, right? Let me inspect this. 4.89. Bro, that is not in the right spot. I've been scammed. Oh wait, maybe I haven't been scammed. Bruh. Now it's in the right spot. Now I have to put the holes in here. Bruh, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Two mil. Bro, what's the problem with 2 mil? Why you give me a red? Beautiful. Sketch dimension, let's make that distance 5.9. Let's make this distance 2.35. Let's put another one in. Let's make this one I feel like there's probably a better way to do this. I can't lie. It's kind of I've already said this. Okay. Okay. Make another one. Ooh, this is a problem now. No, it's not actually. No, it's not. We just make this 2.35. I think. Yeah, and we'll just make the distance from there to there 5.9. Ah, no. Yeah, I got that one. If you do have any, helpful advice, I'd really appreciate it as well. If you ever come back, someone to see this video and see me doing something very stupid, I'd be very grateful. Here's some tips. Hey, look at that, it's online. Last one. Let's put that here. Let's make that distance something nice. 2.35. And let's make this distance 9. Look at that. It's going well. 2. Whoa. Bro. What's going on there? Let's make this distance 2.35. And let's make this distance 5.9. Okay, cool. So we've done. We can finish the sketch. Look at that! It's so beautiful. And then, whoa, that's pretty cool. Your boy likes that. So this is essentially, we're going to save this. I'm going to call it server base. Save that. Awesome. So now if we go into our design panel, we're in Mangle. And we have the server base and the Blender. So yeah, nice. I'm happy to have done a bit on stream. And I'll probably continue that in my own time. Try to figure things out a bit more. But it is 10. I want to see my messages. And yeah, thank you.